The other day when I did the update and did the introduction to the lowlife, I didn't really talk too much about this. So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of information about this and tell you what's going on, because I didn't give you enough the other day. So 383 stroker motor. Motor came from West Coast Engines. It is a full roller motor. It dynoed at 453 horsepower and 476 pound-feet of torque. It's awful dusty in there right now. I've been working on things. So let's just, for grins, let's walk over here real quick. It has a Muncie 4-speed. It's right there. It's an M21 4-speed transmission. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the accelerator there. I got the original in and it's not really doing what I want it to do. The seats are out of a 2001 Tahoe. Tank is from Brothers Trucks. Got to work on the sending unit because it's not working the way it's supposed to. I'm not getting anything inside the cab as far as fuel gauge. It's got 4-wheel disc brakes. Package I bought from McGuffey's. It's got 373s in the rear, 373 gear ratio. It has an electric parking brake, which is pretty cool. I redid all the bushings, the trailing arms. It's all brand new. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my gas filler neck, which is over there. So the gauges were Dolphin gauges. I got to do some work on those because they're not all working correctly. My tack isn't working right now, and it was, and I had to figure out why. I just got done working on the door handles, so I took the set screws out that were holding them in this way, and I put screws in through the handles, drilled into the regulators, and tapped them for screws, for number 10 screws. So that works a lot better. Otherwise, the damn door handles would fall off. I put these upgraded door mechanisms on that I got from over at Tucker's, and these are pretty amazing because normally you got to slam the door in these trucks. So, and that door is closed, and it doesn't take much. I will tell you that they're easy to put in. There's a template. You got to cut a little bit of metal out right here to get this to go in. But they are very expensive. These are $300 a set is what I paid for them. But to me, that makes it worthwhile. All right. So my buddy came over the other day. My buddy Milk came over and helped me get it all tuned up. So just the winds. Let's see. Start. Well, let's see. I think it needs some sort of exhaust. Right now, as you can, I don't know if you can see it or not. I can't see it on this side. No, you really can't. I don't have the exhaust on it yet. Right now, it's just straight pipes. But scares the neighbors. Anyway, that's kind of what she looks like. to give you guys a little info on it. Somebody asked me the size of the tires and wheels. So these are Mickey Thompson's, and they are 295 50 15s on the back. And yes, I did have to roll these fenders to get this to fit. This side wasn't too bad. It's got some issues here, but it's never going to be a show truck anyway, so I don't care. Anyway, thought I'd give you guys an update and let you see what she looks like and sounds like. I'll take her for a ride here in a few days and shoot some video. Let you guys see how that is. I finally have power steering in this truck. This is the truck that I bought the whole front dress kit for the motor, and I could never get the power steering pump to bleed. Alright, so my neighbor was walking by and interrupted us. So this particular front dress on this motor I purchased from Tucker's, and it had a GM Type 2 power steering pump that would not bleed. And I had the engineers from the company that made it came over to my house, and the engineers or the guys from over at Tucker's looked at it, and I took it over to the shop where the other guy from over there, he bought one as well, and he couldn't get his to bleed, and it was just a bad deal all the way around. And the really bad part about it was I never asked for any money from these guys, the manufacturers of the system. All I ever wanted was for it to work, and they, wouldn't help and didn't help and gave me all kinds of thoughts that they thought, and it never fixed it. It never worked. And everybody came over and looked at it and said, yeah, it's all plumbed correctly, and for some reason it's not working. So I ripped it all out, and so the whole front dress on this motor now is from March. And you can see this is their Corvette style. So what that means is that the other system, because there's not a lot of clearance in here, the other system had a GM Type 2. This one has a regular General Motors power steering pump. But the way this is set up, it's wider and it's further back. Before, the alternator was up here, and it had a different air conditioner compressor, and it was further forward and up here. It was up like in this area. So I like this a lot better. You can see more of the motor, which, I believe in, like Chip would say, is you open up the hood and there's the jewel, there's the diamond. And, to me, this truck is all about the motor and the transmission and the rear end and being able to have fun and stuff like that. So I have power steering now, which makes this truck enjoyable to drive. Before, with the smaller steering wheel, the fact that it has a 4-speed transmission and it's got a big clutch in it, it's got the Zoom racing clutch, you really had your hands full if you didn't have power steering. So now that this truck has power steering again, or for the first time, because obviously it never had it coming out of the factory, it makes it a real, it's fun to drive this truck. So as I spend time getting things fixed and working again, like the tachometer needs to be addressed. I need to address the gas gauge and see why that's not working. My blinkers aren't working, and I think I know why, because all my blinkers now are, my blinkers, parking lights, brake lights, turn signal, everything is LED. And this has a standard fuse box in it. And I think I have to get those blinkers with the ground cable on them, because there's not enough resistance. The LEDs are not building up enough resistance for the flasher, which is just a capacitor. The capacitor is not building up enough resistance to causing it to flash, to discharge, to send a signal to flash the LEDs. So I'm going to go purchase one of those and see if that helps. I've also got these LED load resistors that I got from Sylvania that are supposed to help when you have LEDs. And if I can't get it to blink then I'll put those on. So it is actually very cool being able to spend time with it again and working on it and being motivated again to drive it. having spent 3 years trying to get the power steering to work without any help from the company that made it, and without ever getting the power steering to work, it really was not fun. It was burdensome, and so now it's fun to take it out again and work on it. So there'll be more coming. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update, and I'll tell you some more as we go. And thanks for following. Give me a thumbs up and a like, and we'll post some more. Thanks.